We're going to take a look at this very old school Nautilus back extension machine. We'll look at some of its features and just talk through back extension exercises in general. Now, for context, this machine was probably built way back in the 1980s, and it is still superior to machines that I've used that were built in the 2000s, 2010s even, which is just crazy to think about that we haven't really moved that far forward when it comes to back extension machines. I use this machine out at a gym called One Strength, which is in Bathurst in New South Wales. Highly recommend checking out that facility. If you want to do a day trip out there, get a workout in, go check out some nice cafes. It's a really awesome facility and it's got some really cool old school machines in it. These are quite an interesting exercise because you're essentially moving through hip extension whilst actually training your back extensor muscles. So even though the movement's coming from the hips, the main challenge really is on your back extensor muscles throughout. And I believe the reason for this is that your hips are kind of locked on that seat, if you have a look there, and you've got that seat belt in place. And you've also got a fairly decent moment arm to all those spinal segments in this exercise. Now, if you have a look on the screen here, I'll just draw some moment arms to some of those spinal segments. And you can see kind of that low back region. There's really big moment arms to the spinal segments there. And that's probably why you feel a lot of those low back erector spinal extensor muscles when you do this movement. Now, this seat belt here is critical in this exercise because it gives you something to push into and oppose that resistance that you're dealing with. Without a seat belt, this one really isn't a whole lot of fun and you really can't produce much strength in the exercise. Now, there's no cam on this machine that I can see, but it does have that counterweight there, which offsets the weight of that back pad that I'm pushing into. And in terms of the profile, it doesn't drop off at all. You'd probably want a little bit of drop off as you get towards that short end of the range, but it's getting pretty close because obviously we have the whole weight of our body going back there, which helps as well, but a little bit of drop off would be nice. Now, these thigh pads here, they do help lock you in pretty well, but it would be nice to have like an angled foot pad such that you can kind of push your feet in that foot pad and produce a little bit more output, especially kind of at the start of the range on this one. Now, the question that might come up here is, well, why would you pick this exercise over a deadlift? And there could be many reasons for that, but the main thing with this is it's a very focused challenge on those back extensor muscles. And with a deadlift, we've got a ton of other muscles associated there. So if the goal is just a focused challenge on back extensors, this is a really great option. If you're wanting to bring in a bunch of other muscles into the exercise, then maybe you would pick a deadlift instead. That's it for the video, everyone. If you've got any questions or comments, chuck them below, and I'll see you back here really soon.